Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
Hey guys, so listen. I actually watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta last night when it came on. And I was shocked. I mean, the fact that Kenya did what she did and she tried to justify her actions based off of what Britt was saying to her and saying she was thirsty and she was looking for a moment and she mentioned a pow pow, peow, bang bang, blast them off, whatever, a piece. I'm sorry. I just cannot justify what Kenya did off of Brit's actions. I'm not here to say that Brit is one of my favorite people. I haven't seen enough of her for me to say I don't like her. But I mean, you could clearly tell that she had been watching the show. She was familiar with it. She was familiar with Kenya. And she was coming on the show with some, some sort of guards up and just kind of ready to pop off on somebody if she felt like it was warranted because she knows how the shows have been. But I'm sorry, Kenya was wrong. And not just wrong on the level of what she did based on her being on a reality show. This was a woman that was crying. What was it? The last episode? If it wasn't the episode before the last episode, to Kelly saying that she put all of her money into that business. So you're going to allow this person, Britt, what she said to trigger you so much that you would be willing to risk your business off of that? I'm sorry. That was stupid. It was stupid. It was immature. It was not thought out at all, even though she took the time to get those poster boards and get them blown up and have an easel for her presentation. If Brit was that much of a problem, she should not have created this production. She should have went to production to complain about her. That's how you handle it. If you felt like that woman was so much of a threat to you and you were just tired of people coming for you. She risked her business, which I don't even think is operational at this point. And I'm telling you from experience, I have been in the beauty industry going on 17 years at this point this year. It's hard, and it's even harder these days because of the way things are in the economy. And 45/47 is not making anything easier. Okay. It's hard to get people to work in your business. I don't care what type of name you got. She waited all these years. I mean, honestly, I could have given her a consultation. I talked about it a little bit last year when I did a little bit of commentary when the news came out that this was something that happened. I felt like it was not a great idea for her to create a business like that. She really should have just stuck with her products and maybe created a storefront where her products were being sold from the storefront and also online. But to have a service based business, it really is not easy because you're relying on other people to provide services. And it has nothing to do with your name. Kenya Moore Hair Care, to create it into Kenya Moore Hair Spa. I mean, I could go down the laundry list of reasons why I felt like that was a stupid idea, but I'm not going to get into all of that right now. But what I am saying is that it was stupid of her to create this sort of production because she felt like this woman was a threat and she's tired of people coming for her. She should have left that to production and went to them and complained. This was not the way to handle it, especially when this is your business that you had on the line And now where is it? Where is it? And like, did Atlanta really need another hair salon? I'm just being honest. It's like so much oversaturation. I just feel that she screwed herself. She could blame Bravo, she could blame production, she could blame whoever she wants to blame. She could even blame Brit. But I'm going to be honest, guys. I really did not feel that what Brit did and said was that much of a threat. It may have been stupid. It may have been petty. It may have been childish. It may have been immature. It may have been a little bit, ridiculous. And like Shamia said, it's not that serious. And I do believe that she did have some sort of regret. That's my personal opinion. You could disagree. I'm not saying that I agree with what she did, but I do believe that her actions when she came to apologize and brought the peace offering, I felt like it was sincere because Kenya had already issued an invitation to the group of ladies individually. So if it was that much of a problem where she did not want that woman around, she would have rescinded her invitation. So that was thought out, it was planned. She created that production instead of just going to production to complain and rescinding her invitation. So for her to do all of that, knowing that she did not rescind the invitation, yeah, Britt could have decided not to go again, but I do believe that she said, you know what? I'm going to try my best to humble myself in this moment. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to bring a peace offering. And she tried, and Kenya dismissed her, ignored her, and then made the moment about her. That was just dumb. She caused that on herself, and and Bravo was like, "Okay, we're going to show you better than we can tell you." And they showed her up through this episode. Did not have any confessionals that they showed of her. I'm quite sure that she had filmed some confessionals, but they didn't show any of them. And then they left her in a fade to black moment with words on the screen saying that they made the decision after consideration to no longer film her for the rest of the season. That's sad. Kenya, at the age and at the years that she had been on this show to do what she did, she can't blame anybody but herself. I'm sorry. That was just a dumb move. Kenya was hot and in her feelings, and it was extremely uncomfortable even before she got up to the point of pulling out the poster boards, because it was like she was giving personal, like, vent session energy that she would do with either, one or a few people that she knows, to this entire group of guests that came to her open house, her grand opening, grand reopening, whatever it was. But either way, it was extremely uncomfortable and inappropriate. So, and she didn't read the room. Like, she had those things and she could have stopped. She did not have to go full out nonstop. She continued to move forward in what she was doing. And then it's like you get upset when people let you know that I don't think this was a good idea and I feel like you're bigger than that, meaning Cynthia. Cynthia actually told her in her place of business at that time after she did what she did. And then we learned to this day Cynthia has not spoken to Kenya, and it's not for a lack of Cynthia reaching out to her. Kenya hasn't responded to her. Girl, you got to get over it. That's no one's fault but your own. I'm going to share my screen. I just want to share a little bit. I mean, I'm sure most of you have seen it already, but
Then she talked about having a gun.
I mean, like, look at people's faces, and like, again, like I said, she's having like personal vent session to this entire group.
That she keeps it on her at all times. She did.
And Kelly, I like her. I'm starting to like her more. Not that I disliked her, I just didn't know what to think about her. But I have some other things that I want to say about her. I'm going to do a different, separate commentary about that. But to me, Kelly seems like a real friend, because even when it came to Britt, she was trying to defend, Kenya a bit. And she was like, I like Kenya. But in this moment, she was like, you know what? I'm going to stick up for my friend. I can't stand for this. And she left.
So this woman was saying all this stuff like, you don't know the I am. I'm like, no, I don't know who you are.
I mean, look at the faces. Like, people are just like, why are you telling all of us this? For real, it was just like super uncomfortable, extremely inappropriate, and 100% dumb, coming from the space of a woman that said she put almost everything that she had into this space as an investment for her daughter and her daughter's future, and for her future, as well.
So I did a little research and I found out who this bitch is.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. But yeah, you all get the drift. It's like she could have stopped where she was, but she decided to keep moving forward. She didn't read the room. And not only not reading the room, she made her business opening that she spent all of this time and effort and all of the things that she did and putting it on Brit. Brit left. Brit could have stayed, but she read the energy. She felt the energy when she tried to, apologize to Kenya and give her a peace offering, and Kenya didn't receive it. And she was like, "Okay, well, you know what? I take the hint. I will go." And to me, say whatever you want to say about Britain. You cannot like her. Again, I don't know too much about her to say I don't like her or I like her either way. Right now, I'm just pretty indifferent. I believe that Britt was trying to be genuine in that moment. I do. That's what I picked up. I really believe that she felt stupid for her behavior the previous night, and she even said that at Shamia's when she was over there visiting with Angela and Shamia at Shamia's house, and she was just like, Angela, like, who do I need to apologize to at the space because of the scene that she made? I do believe that she felt like I did too much, and I'm sorry about that. Now, if she like continued to have the bad behavior, and I've heard, we haven't seen the full season yet, but I've heard that, some people have said that, yeah, Brit, I don't really care for her at this point. We'll see. But you cannot like someone and they could have done something that you see as, what, I understand where they're coming from, or I see their point, or I believe they were genuine in this, or whatever. It doesn't mean that you have to like everything that they say or do or have done. But yeah, Kenya was wrong. She she made all of that about Brit, and it should have been about her business and the business of her having this check that she was getting from Bravo to continue to invest in her business. Now, she says that she wasn't fired. She says she's still getting paid. I believe that's what she said on the Tamron Hall show. I don't think it I don't know. I don't know what the contract is looking like. But what I'm saying is this just wasn't a good look. It was a terrible decision. And from what I've heard, I believe that her business isn't, what she was hoping it would be. So to put all of that time and effort to focus on Brit because of some things that she said, that was just dumb. It was low. And I just cannot I cannot rock with that. I didn't have to see the unblurred images to be uncomfortable, but to hear what the people said that she had blown up, like, how could you do something like that? Like, seriously, how could you do something like that? Wow. And I don't, yeah. I'm gonna leave that at that because I'm not trying to preach to anybody today, but just because somebody's done some things that you may not agree with, it's like, well, did they commit a crime? You know, did they hurt anybody? If she was doing whatever she was doing to make money and pay her bills and live a certain type of lifestyle, it wasn't a crime. So to put her out there like that because she called you the B word and said that she had, weapons and whatever, it was like the energy was not matching. The energy was not matching and the moment wasn't matching either. Like I said, she instead of making a production of that situation, she should have went to production to complain if she felt like that woman was so much of a threat. That wasn't the way to get rid of her. So when she was making the comment as they were leaving the bank event that Angela had on the previous episode, saying, "Yeah, this girl, like, she's got to go. Yeah, she's got to go. She's got to go." This wasn't the way to get rid of her, sweetheart. And now here we are. You guys, let me know what you thought about last night's episode. What you thought about that moment. I was extremely uncomfortable, like I said, and I mean, I literally like my mouth dropped just seeing the people's expressions. I didn't have to see the unblurred images. I don't want to see the unblurred images to know that that was wrong. And I do feel that Britt felt like maybe the door was open for me to have a, word and just apologize briefly, not saying we're going to be best, best girlfriends or anything like that. But seeing that she had an invitation to come and her invitation was not rescinded, she probably felt like I have an opportunity to just say briefly, look, I was out of line and I'm sorry and congratulations on your business. And so she talked about Britt wanting a moment. It looked like she was wanting a moment in response to that. And that just wasn't a way to do it. And now she's learned the hard way. So, guys, you let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.